Welcome back to another episode of Let's Finally Grow. I am your host, Ariana Cantor, and it's been a minute. It's been a minute, but my creative juices are flowing, and we are back. We are available. We are available to speak. We're available in general. We're available in dating, most importantly. And that is the motherfucking topic we're getting into today because I part accidentally, part intentionally was unavailable in dating for the past 3 years. I don't know. Who the fuck's counting? So let's unpack it. Let's get into it because I have a really strong feeling that this could be your scenario too, or that it was at one point. So you can relate. So I am not saying like, oh, I'm just unavailable. And guess what? I'm available now. But I'm not saying that I was like, oh, I'm unavailable in some cute way where it's like, oh no, I'm unavailable. I'm hard to get. No, that is not the scenario at hand. For the past 3 years, my dating life has been shit. It has been such shit. And it has been quite the confusing journey because in my early 20s, dating life was shit. I fucking did some work. I made that better. And then it became shit again. It feels like a little bit of a roller coaster here. Like, how the fuck did we get back here? The past 3 years, I have attracted the most unavailable men. No hope. Literally, no fucking hope. And now we're going to go back 3 years to figure out how I started attracting these unavailable men. Teleport it. We're back now, 3 years ago. Okay, how the fuck did we get here? Funny you ask. Let's get into it. So 3 years ago, I ended my most recent long-term relationship. As Kyle Cook would say, what a fucking word salad. If you know, you know. So my last long-term relationship ended. Now this relationship came to an end because I know that I can only speak for myself, and I know that I felt we weren't growing together anymore. And I knew that I had to do so much more work on myself to get what I wanted from myself and from my next relationship. So this relationship didn't end because someone was hurting the other person. Like, it was all about growth, and it was very sad. And when I got out of it, I went on a few dates with one person, and the person I went on a few dates with, I could tell wanted more than I could give. So that just like spooked me the fuck off. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. I can't handle emotions right now. Like, I just had to get out of a relationship with a person I cared about. I can't care about your feelings now as well. Gotta go. And then I really went silent on the dating. I really went silent. I was like, I don't even want to risk that happening again. I just got to do me right now. I got to grow. We'll worry about dating later. And little did I know that made me unavailable. Little did I know. Like, it sounds fucking clear as day now, but in the moment, I had no idea that I was unavailable and that I did it to myself. Now, when I say I wanted to grow in different ways from after that relationship, like, I just saw more for myself, for my career, for my freedom. Like, that relationship was giving, we will settle down soon and do everything like by the book, like get a house, get a family, get married, all that stuff. And while I do want all of that stuff, I want different things aside from it, like, I don't want my life to end to settle down. I want it to become more exciting. I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to do so many things. So, everyone has their own timeline, things they want, and that just wasn't for me yet. And now I do see like me becoming unavailable in a healthy way because I was decentering dating and I was working on things that like I want for myself versus thinking that I need to be in a relationship because of society. Ooh, we haven't talked in a while, so we haven't brought that up. And I wanted to just focus on me. Me. Selfish. Now, the weirdest part about this all is that life is life is not linear. Like what we learn is not linear because like I had said, I had bad dating in my early 20s. I fixed that shit. I got into healthy dating, and now getting out of this relationship that was not unhealthy, I became unavailable and I started to attract unavailable men. So there has been 3 men that I have dated since this last relationship, and not in a serious way at all. Like, these were motherfucking situationships, okay? And if we even want to call it that. The first one I had was like literally almost a year after I got out of my relationship. And this is like now 2 years ago. It was a version of me that was going through a motherfucking hard time and was incredibly vulnerable. So at this point of my life, I was already unavailable because I was working on myself. Then I left my job, lost my job, left my job. I had to move out of my apartment. I was in friendship drama, and I was as vulnerable as they fucking could be. I was moving back into my mom's house, and I just wanted a fucking distraction. Well, a 6'3" distraction came my way, and it had been a minute since I had a tall guy. Okay. And I mean, that's like a lot of girls' weakness, tall guys. And that's why tall guys think they can get away with murder, and they just can't. They can't. We're not letting it happen. But I went for this fucking guy. And the craziest part about it all is that our body, our intuition tells us from the beginning. Like, I knew from the beginning that I needed to play it safe with this guy. And then we hung out and I threw the play it safe out the fucking window. I was like in fantasy land, like, oh my God, I'm not worrying about any of my issues. This is going to be fun and we're going to live life and we're going to enjoy it. No. I was like a fucking kid in the candy store after not being in a candy store for a year. Like, I hadn't dated in so long. I was unavailable. And now I'm vulnerable and I have this other unavailable person. Well, I would say his flavor of unavailable was literally as unavailable as they get. After we stopped talking, I actually found him in the Facebook Are We Dating the Same Person group. And the things that I read and I saw, people were writing that he has been like playing these games since literally college and high school. So not only was he unavailable, he was intentionally unavailable and manipulative. It was weird. It didn't last long. We never got serious. Don't worry, I had a fight in me. I did not sit there and take it. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But then also, what's wrong with me for thinking I can change someone and attracting that? But that situation completely shut me down from dating. Like, door cracked and then door fucking slam shut. Because after that, like, that situation happened, there was actually some really nice guys that tried dating me. And I was just so unavailable that like their kindness, their niceness, their effort felt so uncomfortable to me. So like the opportunities were there to have some good times with some good men and explore my options. But I only felt comfortable with unavailable because I was motherfucking unavailable. So I honestly just shut down again for like another year, focused head down, work on myself. Because honestly, that relationship that I had and what I attracted showed me that I needed to learn to love myself more. Like that is what I got from it now looking back. So thank God I took that time to really just learn to love me. And I could have used the energy from the guys that were trying to be nice and trying for me. I could have just, went on dates, did all those things, but that wouldn't have helped the problem. And that would have made me like I had nothing to offer these guys. I wasn't interested. That would have made me in the wrong then, which would have taken me on a different spiral to then having to work on that. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, that's what guys do all the time. They don't feel interest. They feel unavailable. They don't feel interest in a girl that is ready, and they waste her time because they enjoy the attention. They enjoy the attention. They enjoy the effort, and they enjoy avoiding the work that they need to do. So girls go through the same emotion, some of the same emotions that guys do too. Like we can be unavailable too, but the difference is a lot of the time we're not going to waste guys' good intentions. We're not, if we don't want something, we don't fucking want it. And if we are only wanting the bad things, we have work to do. Take some notes. Take some motherfucking notes, guys, if any guys listening. So now we're going into the second man, all right? The second person who I tried dating again with. And this is like not too long ago. This was like the end of the year of 2025, the end of the year of 2025. I have done so much motherfucking work on myself now. I had another year around the sun. I turned 30. And I've been just so focused on like growing me, growing my podcast, and like creating. But I wonder, I have a thought to myself. I'm like, maybe I'll get back out into dating. But then another thought crossed it, like, Ariana, you don't even fucking leave your bedroom. Who are you gonna meet? How the fuck are you gonna get back out into dating? And what, it's cold outside. Like what the like. So I download Raya, re-download it. I've had it before. I've gone on dates with like one person on there before, and maybe two. Yeah, there was a horror story. Okay, two, but we forget about the one. So I'm like, whatever, let's download it. And I download it. And I meet a guy on there. Even if I haven't been dating in a while, it's really hard for me to feel like a lot of attraction towards someone. Like when I do, I do. And when I don't, I definitely don't. I felt a lot of attraction to this person. And silly me got so excited, which is a whole other thing. Like, it's a shame that like we have to shame ourselves for even getting too excited. But I definitely have shamed myself a lot for getting too excited in this situation, because it did make me, or did allow me to miss some red flags. So this version of me now is the version that is ready to date again. Like I am like I'm not just putting myself out there to try to get some attention from a person. I'm actually available. Like I've done the work. I'm putting myself out there. It could work, it couldn't work, but like I'm available. And I'm now attracted to this person. And I think that his flavor of unavailable was he wasn't looking for something serious, and he made it seem like it in the beginning that there was a chance of that, and there just wasn't. So yeah, it sucked. It felt like things were so great and there was such a good, strong connection, and then the second we hooked up, had a little fun, the effort changed drastically, and I felt it instantly, and I pushed and pulled away from a situation. I motherfucking ran. That's one thing about me. I will run. I will run the fuck away. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Probably not. But you know, I'm a runner. I'm a track star. She can run away. No. I ran. But I did run in this situation. I think that I hadn't been vulnerable in so long, and I hadn't felt that attraction in a while, so it scared the shit out of me. And then the potential of getting hurt, run, bitch. That's what I did. Now, I think this was the version of me that I had outgrown. Like what this was showing to me, because at this point, I still don't recognize that I was unavailable for so long and I am now available. Like I only understand that now because I have observed the fuck out of myself to figure out these patterns. So how do I keep attracting unavailable men? This was reflecting back to me, like getting back out into the dating world. It's like you've done a lot of work, Ariana, but now you have to pass the test to show that you've done the work and that you do want something more and that you are ready for it. So I got another unavailable motherfucker. And this one was tricky because I felt so much chemistry and interest. So I feel like the lesson there was that it does not matter how much chemistry or interest there is if someone is just not quite available. You can't make that happen. Like, it's another hard lesson to learn. So we weren't aligned, and that was that. So those at this point, this was not that long ago, so I can remember freshly. I wasn't shutting off completely to dating, but I wasn't putting myself out there completely. I didn't want to completely shut off again, but I wasn't eager to try something out again. Now, fast forward. This is the third story, and this is the one you want to sit back and fucking relax for. Get your nervous system ready. Get yourself a tequila neat, a tequila on the rocks. Sip it slow, sip it fast, add a fucking orange slice because we're about to get into it. The third fella that I attracted was in Bali. So prior to going to Bali, I was not looking for anything from a guy from Bali. Like I'm going all the way across the world, not the country, the fucking world. And I have zero expectations when it comes to dating. Did the thought cross my mind? Maybe I'll meet a cute guy. Maybe we'll hook up. Like, yeah, I'm going to Bali for like at least a month. I hope I meet a cute guy. I hope I hook up with him. I hope I let myself have fun, you know? Like, but do I think that something serious is going to happen? No. Do I think I'm going to put myself in a situation to be vulnerable, to be hurt? No. Do I think I'm going to attract an unavailable man? No. Because why would that happen? I don't want them. And I'm available. I literally meet a guy on my way to Bali, like on my layover. And we were going to do 2 different parts of Bali. So we exchanged social media, and he was actively trying to stay in touch with me while we were at 2 different parts. Now, the second part of my trip, I was going to where he was. And I mentioned that. So we knew at some point that we were going to be in the same area. Now, as he was trying to stay in touch with me, I literally was on the phone with my mom and I was like, this guy is trying to hang out with me here, but like, I just feel like he's a fuck boy. Like, I just feel like it. And him and I had talked about mushrooms together and doing mushrooms, and he kept saying that. So, like, there was a piece of me that wanted to hang out with this guy, but there was a piece of me that also wanted to get some mushrooms, like whatever, like I wasn't using him for mushrooms, but it was just like cool things that like I wanted to do where there was a weakness to me where I'm like, well, maybe we could just kick it at like, like, or into the same things, mushrooms, music, whatever. And my mom literally said to me, like, Ariana, like, you're in Bali, like, have fun. And I was like, yeah, like, you're right. Like, I am here and like, I genuinely don't have expectations. My nervous system and my body is going off like a siren that there's so many red flags, but I don't give a shit. This guy seems fun. And I don't know I don't know people here. Like I came here by myself. Let me go hang out with a stranger and do drugs and do mushrooms. They're a natural plant. I get to the location that he's at. So I'm in this location for a few days and we're trying to he's trying to see me, but it's not working out. And I'm not being pressed about it. Like I'm going out doing my own thing. I'm not relying on his plans or his effort. Could literally not give a shit. So I think in the unavailable male nature, he could sense that I didn't give a shit, which made him bring out a side of him that makes things tricky and fucking confusing. Well, we weren't making it work seeing one another. And finally he calls me and he asked me if I want to go to a nice dinner with him. Now, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting maybe hanging out with him and his friends, going to listen to music, going out, something more chill. And he asked if I want to go to a nice dinner. So I say yes. Right off the bat, that's throwing my confusion off because my body was literally telling me this is a fuck boy. And then he is like, I want to take you to a nice dinner. So like, why would a fuck boy do that? Right. Now I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? Like, am I questioning myself? Maybe a little, but not a lot. We go out to dinner. We wind up he was late to dinner. So like the sirens are still going off. I get to the dinner first. He's late. We wound up going out late, having so much fun. We went to dinner, went to a bar, went to a club, we danced, and then he dropped me back off at where I was staying on the scooter. I missed the scooter life in Bali. And he was going fishing with his friends the next morning. He went fishing all day and he calls me, he FaceTimes me around 4:30, 5 p.m. He asked me if I want to hang out and he tells me he got mushrooms and they're being delivered. And I was confused because I knew that we just went out until 1, 2 a.m. the night before. He literally had to go on a boat at 5 a.m. He had to be awake for it at 5 a.m. And then he was out in the sun all day and he was drinking on it. But I'm like, damn, I don't know what this man is doing, but he's got some motherfucking energy. Yeah, whatever. I want to go and hang out like it's a Friday night in Bali and mushrooms. Let's go. So he said he had to dock the boat and get it cleaned off and stuff, and that he would message me once he got back home. He messages me at 7 saying he just got back to his villa. At this point, I've gotten ready. I've made some TikToks. I promised some people I was going to do fun things to show them it. And I messaged him back and I was like, okay, sounds good. And then crickets. An hour goes by. I message him again. I'm like, are you sure you're good to do something? Or are you too tired? Crickets. I don't hear from him until the next morning. And he says he fell asleep. And honestly, I wasn't mad at that. You were out on the boat all day, whatever. Who fucking cares? But why did you have to tell me that we were going to do something if you don't have that energy and like fall asleep? Like it was just odd. And I don't think it's something that a person who is giving a fuck about someone else's emotions and, someone else just in general would do. Is it the end of the world? No. And I also don't want to sit there. The next day I thought to myself, I don't want to pretend like I am so chill. And then I'm like, oh my God, no, it's okay. You fell asleep. Oh, I hope you got your rest. But I also don't want to be like, fuck you, bitch. You knew what you were doing. Like, so there was just an in-between of caring about myself in this situation. And it was not really giving him my energy. Well, he called me and he said he fell asleep and he was like, I will come and pick you up soon and we can spend the day together. And I was like, no, like you do whatever you have to do. Like I'm going to do what I have to do and maybe we'll meet up later. Like now I'm really just I'm not expecting much from him. He's unreliable. I go and watch the sunset, meet a friend, and I'm talking to her. And it was her birthday. We're having a time. We're having a drink. He FaceTimes me. I miss it. And because I was talking, like, I didn't call him back for like an hour or so. He tells me, I'm taking you to a nice dinner again. And he's like, and I'm coming to pick you up. And I'm like, all day I told myself, he's unreliable. I'm just not going to hang out with him again. And guess what? My ass went home. Not right away. I took my time. But I went home and I got ready because I'm like, a nice dinner. It's a Saturday. I'm in Bali. I don't know a lot of people. There's mushrooms involved. Let's just go have fun. So we go out. He picks me up. He is early. He's early. He is giving me a hug. He is being so kind. He takes me to such a nice dinner. He gets mushrooms. We go, he's like, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Like the world was literally my oyster. We had a really, really great night. It was honestly so funny. And then that turned into us spending the whole next day together, whole next night together. We're having fun. Now, in my mind, I'm like, we're connecting on a cool level. Like we're seeing each other, like not seeing as in dating, like we're seeing each other for as we are. We're having fun. We're understanding, like we're kicking it. But this version of me does not forget all of those red flags that are there. I'm trying to just have fun, be in the moment. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? So I go home on Monday, back to my villa. I go home. I go back to America on Monday. I go back to my villa on Monday. And I'm like, I'm just going to take the next like few days and not hang out with him. Something in my body was telling me that. So I did it. And he calls me on Tuesday and he said, you can come to my villa whenever. Like he had some work he had to do during the week. But he's like, you can come to my villa whenever, like mi casa, su casa. And I was like, okay, like maybe tomorrow. Like I'm busy. And I was busy spending time with me. So Wednesday rolls around and he calls me in the morning and he asked what I'm up to. And I planned on going to a beach by myself and having a day. And I was actually going to see if he wanted to do something later in the night, but I was going to take the day to me. He tells me, I'm going to come to the beach with you. I'm like, cool. Okay. Let's go. Gnarly. Let's go to the beach. We go to the beach. We have a day. We wind up drinking. We wind up having fun. And later that night, we were back hanging out at his villa. And we were in like the main area of the villa. The power goes out in Bali, literally all of Bali for hours. So random people are just coming up and like talking to people because like there's no power. Well, this girl comes up and she was a pretty girl. And she starts talking and this guy who I'd been hanging out with, who I literally hooked up with that day, during the day. Like, he starts flirting with this girl in front of me. And I'm not the jealous type whatsoever. Guys can be friends with girls. Guys can talk to girls. But I am the type that will make sure I'm respected. And if I'm not respected, then what the fuck am I doing here? I don't care what level it is. Like, I respect myself so much. And if you're going to make me feel uncomfortable and disrespected, then no. So you might be able to tell where this is going now. He starts talking to this girl. He goes and like moves away from me and isn't even sitting close to me. He gets her. He's like, oh my God, do you need a drink? Like, put it on my tab, and like calls over the servers and is like, get her a glass of wine. And then he's like, oh, and get her, and points at me and is like, get her a glass of wine too. He exchanges Instagrams with her, and they wound up like they live not too far. Like, they live far, but closer than America is. They're not too far from each other. Okay. They're like a country over. And I just start getting quiet because I feel weird and I'm not going to be fake. I don't know how to be fake. I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh my God, this is so cool. Like, do we all want to go upstairs together, or should I just see myself out and like you two have fun? Like, what are we doing, guys? No, I just got weird and I got quiet, and he picked up on it, and the energy was just so off. He like moved closer to me, and he was like making me in a weird way feel like I was being controlling, and that like he didn't do anything. Like, this was just the energy that was at hand. So like he was making it seem like that I was just being crazy. Gaslighting me. Gaslighting me is the best way to phrase it. And there's two interesting things now that I think back to. When we first met, we were talking about our last relationships and like why they didn't work. And he told me that his ex-girlfriend was the jealous type. Was she? Or were you disrespecting her? So, food for thought there. And when we went out, literally a few nights prior, we were dancing at clubs, and like there was guys coming up to me, and he was getting so jealous, and I honestly kind of thought it was hot. Like, he wasn't like, yelling at guys or like whatever. Like, the one example, this guy came up to me and was talking to me, and he kind of interrupted the guy and was talking to me too. And I'm not the one to go and like flirt with a guy in front of another guy. I wouldn't do that. Like, I don't care at what level. Like, I'm not disrespectful. I thought this guy was gay. I still think that guy was gay. I thought he was gay. I thought like we were like, he was like a friend. And that's how like jealous, I guess, the guy that I was hanging out with got. It didn't even matter if it was a gay guy that came up to me. Like, it made him jealous. And I was like, whatever, okay, that's sexy. Like, I don't, like, it wasn't like he acted out. It was just like, I don't know. So, and I literally told him, when the gay guy like walked away, he was like, that guy was all over you. And I was like, he was gay. Like, what do you mean? And he responded something that like he wasn't, but whatever. So it's just interesting now, the heat that I was taking. So this girl finally leaves. She goes back to her room. At this point, I'm like, she did nothing wrong. So I say to the guy that I've been hanging out with, do you see like why I got silent? Like, how that was weird for me? And I mean, he just gaslit me completely. And I could see it. I could tell. I was ready to leave. Like, I didn't even want to hang out with him anymore. And he came back to my villa with me. He wanted to stay with me. And the next day we hung out all day again. We went out all night. Like, we had fun. But I mean, this is still like in the back of my mind. So Friday rolls around, and the girl that we met that was staying at his villa, it was her birthday on Friday, and she was going to the place that I wanted to go to on Friday and seeing the DJ I wanted to see. So I kept that in the back of my mind. Now, this guy on Friday, as of Friday morning, I think that him and I are going to that same place. And I'm not worried. I don't care. But midday on Friday, he tells me that he doesn't feel like going out anymore. So I'm like, that's interesting. And I ask him, I'm like, well, can you send me the girl's Instagram that you got? Because I want to go out still and I don't know anyone there. So like that'll at least be one person that I know. And I would say 75% of me actually meant that to know someone there, but then other 25% of me is like, what's this girl's Instagram? And honestly, it took him a while to send it to me, but he finally sent it to me. And I'm surprised he did. So I message her asking like when she's going, if she's still going, blah, blah, blah. I said happy birthday too. She didn't get back to me until later, like when she was already there and I was already there and my phone was away. I met new friends. I was hanging out with them and I wasn't looking at my phone. So we did not meet up there. But we were messaging after the next day and we were saying like how much fun we both had. And I said there was another great DJ on Sunday. And she was like, oh my God, like, are you going? I want to go. And I was like, yeah, I'm going. I was like, well, if you want to come with me, you can. And I'm like, okay, maybe this girl is a really cool girl. Like, one, she doesn't owe me anything. We're not friends. But she saw that I was with that guy. And like, I know that if I saw a girl with a guy on vacation or not, I would not go for that guy. Like, that's unattractive to me. And if he did it to someone else, he'll do it to you. And now back to the guy that I had been hanging out with. I talked to him the morning. It's now Saturday. I talked to him the morning after going out. And he tells me that he's sick, he's not feeling well, and that he thinks he's going to go home early from the trip. Now, another thing that I didn't add was he was going to another part of Bali. And I was maybe going home, but he wanted me to go to this other part of Bali with him for like a week. And I didn't change any of my plans to like go with him because he had been unreliable already. But the thought crossed my mind. So he tells me he thinks he's going to go home early and he doesn't feel well. I'm like, do whatever. I literally said to him, I'm like, do what you got to do. Do what you need to. Like, whatever. We hang up on FaceTime. And then I see this girl who was actively messaging me about maybe going out the next night. And she's asking the plans, asking what time, all of this. She posts a video on her story of a monkey eating a lollipop and then being at two different places. One was a beach club and one was a dinner place that I had went to with this guy. Like, ironic? Maybe. I don't know. Then later that night, I feel like this guy was drunk. He posts on his story a video of the monkey with the lollipop, same exact video. I don't think there's that many fucking monkeys with lollipops around Bali. Maybe there is, but this was the same motherfucker. So I realized this man had moved on from me. This man had moved the fuck on. I need to take a deep breath because explaining that was it was a lot. Pause, hold up, rewind. I am not sure how I forgot to add this into the story. I kind of forgot the end of the story, actually. I think talking about being unavailable with 3 unavailable men for the last 3 years just kind of drained me. And I missed the end of the plot or the conclusion of the story. So at this point, I know that they are hanging out together. And I'm like, cool, great. I unfollowed them both on social media because I just don't need to see that energy in my life, have that energy near me. I don't obviously talk to him again. He doesn't reach out again. I'm not checking to see what he's up to. I get on a flight a few days later to go home, and he's still watching my stories. I post a story that something about being delusional, something about, like the world always bends towards the delusional person or something. I don't know. I post a lot of delusional quotes. It was something about being delusional. And he hearts the delusional story. And I am turned up on the plane on my way home. So I was reactive. I just went and blocked him, which I'm not pissed about. Honestly, I think he deserved a block. I really don't want that energy in my life. And that was it. That was it with him. Now I'm home for like a week. I go and get brunch with my friend. I tell her this story. And she's like, can you show me this girl's Instagram? I want to see what she looks like. I go and I look at this girl's Instagram, and lo and behold, guess where she was? She was in the part of Bali that he was going to. And one step even further. Like, I really don't understand this part of the story, but it's a part of the story, so I have to share it. She's in this location that he was going to. And when I met her, she said she was going to a whole different location. So they weren't going there together, but now they're there. They are there together. And how do I know for certain that they are there together? She posts a picture in a white baggy shirt that has a design on the back and says Florence. The same shirt that I had posted when I was hanging out with him that I was wearing of his. Now, did she just choose that shirt? And did she just choose to post from the back of it too? Coincidentally, maybe. But it's giving a little calculated. I don't know what I did to them. I truly wish them the best. She might be tossed to the curb by the time I'm telling this story. But maybe they're happy together. They didn't have to rub it in my face, and I got the memo. I saw it. But yes, so that was how it ended. Now, the biggest lesson that I learned in this situation is it doesn't matter if I'm on vacation. It doesn't matter where I'm at in the world. If I am available for a serious relationship and I'm looking to date someone seriously and I don't want to attract any of these unavailable people anymore, I have to stand on motherfucking business, okay? I need to stand on motherfucking business. And I think this man's flavor of unavailability was self-sabotage, because it seems like he was in a cycle of doing whatever the fuck he was. And he for sure mirrored to me a version that I had outgrown. And I think that that's why this went so smoothly. Honestly, how did that go smooth, Ariana? How the fuck did that go smooth? I think it went smooth because I never let my emotions in that situation get the best of myself. Like, I was seeing the red flags, I was noticing them, and then I was still doing, what I shouldn't have been, hanging out. But there was no attachment, or like my emotions weren't really involved. Like I didn't really care. At the end of it, I mean, honestly, I looked at the situation and I thought to myself, how am I attracting this unavailable type of person over and over again, just in different flavors, like just a different flavor of unavailable coming right to me, coming to you. Like I leave the fucking country and I go to have fun and I'm like, oh, maybe it's fun. And I still do it. Okay. At that point, I really understood that these guys that quote unquote had, I don't want to say hurt me, but disappointed me. They were disappointing me because I was allowing them to. Hard pill to swallow. I do believe that in life, we are going through constant cycles until we break them. Like, we are faced with patterns that we can continue and we can wonder, why does this always happen to me? Or let it define us and be like, and feel like, I'm the kind of person that, just attracts unavailable people. And if we choose to recognize it and realize the parts that we play in it, we can break these fucking cycles. But we can't blame the other person, X, Y, and Z, and say, they hurt me. I can't go on anymore. Why does this always happen to me? We play a part in it. In all three of those situations, I played such a big part. And from the first one to the third one, I became more awake to it. Like the first one, I did not see what part I played. I thought I was the most available girl, that I was ready to be locked down, and I just couldn't believe that someone like that couldn't be the person that I wanted. The second time, I felt a lot of chemistry. But after it, I realized that I needed to stand on business for myself. And I do think that I did in that situation. And then the Bali situation, I was just fully aware of what I was getting myself into. I just didn't know what the outcomes were going to be. Like, talk about being self-aware and self-sabotaging and just fully riding it out and being like, oh, this is what I'm doing, because that's literally what I was doing. But now I'm not doing that shit anymore. I don't care how tall, how good looking, what accent, what job, whatever the fuck it is, whatever amount of chemistry. If someone is unavailable, I am not testing the water. I am not seeing, is this just the beginning? Are we just getting to know each other? Maybe they can change. I'm not doing any of that. I don't care who the fuck it is. It could be Matthew McConaughey. I am not giving any hall passes. I am not leaving room to literally deal with another situation like this. I'm reading the writing on the walls and I'm moving accordingly with that. I am no longer available for mixed signals, people being unreliable, lack of effort, confusion, my body, my nervous system going under attack. It's just not in the cards anymore. If you are someone who has been attracting unavailable people, I hope that some of my humility and my vulnerability can help you see maybe where you're unavailable, maybe where you are available, but you're still tolerating someone who is unavailable, and help you break your fucking cycle, because that's what I'm in the business of doing right now. And I hope it's broken. I'll let you fucking know. If it's not broken, we'll probably have another test again. And then I'll pass that shit. A++++. Get the fuck away. Get the fuck. And if I do start attracting available men, I will let you know. I'll say the system is working. Follow the cheat code, whatever your cheat code is, because there is no fucking cheat code. It's actually really hard work, and you got to do it if you want to improve, if you want to see change. Most importantly, put yourself first and trust that your intuition and your body knows what's up, and listen to that shit. Okay? We're back. We're back from Bali. Maybe we're going somewhere else. We probably are going to go somewhere else. And in the meantime, we got some lessons to share. Sharing is caring. TTYL, motherfuckers.